guys, hello, welcome back to my Move Back to Nigeria series. I should have like a theme song. Hi and welcome back to my channel. Welcome to part 2 of my Move Back to Nigeria series. If you haven't watched part 1, then I strongly recommend that you pause this video, head over and watch part 1 and then come back and watch part 2 because it kind of follows on. Welcome to part 2, and like the title of the video says, I am going to be talking about things you need to consider before moving back to Nigeria. I'm going to be sharing with you guys basically 10 things that I feel you need to consider, think about and focus on when you decide to move to Nigeria. So these are things that I have found, I have had to tell people that have asked me questions. I find myself telling them these things about moving. Nigeria is not for the weak. I always say this. Moving to Nigeria is not something you take lightly, and this applies to relocating anywhere. Whenever you decide to move away from the comfort of what you know to uncertainty, it's not always the easiest thing. You have to be like mentally ready, mentally prepared for everything it is going to throw at you, because trust me, Nigeria will throw some very funny things at you, and you just need to be prepared mentally, physically, spiritually, emotionally, because it's just one of those places that if you go into it without any prior knowledge, you will pack your bags like within a week. So I just wanted to put that out there. Let it sit on your mind, let it fester throughout this video. So the first thing I'm going to say is do your research. When it comes to moving to Nigeria, when it comes to relocating anywhere, make sure you do your research. I'm guessing the reason you're watching this video, probably you doing your research. Don't just say that, oh, okay, this is what I'm gonna do, move, and then think you're gonna get here and you'll be able to do it. Do your research in terms of finding out how you're gonna go about implementing those things. Say for example, like me, I'm a pharmacist. I did my research in terms of, okay, if I was to move to Nigeria and practice as a pharmacist in Nigeria, what do I need to do? So that was part of me doing my research. That was how I was able to find out that I had to do this 6 weeks orientation program in Anambra. That was how I found out that obviously I needed to do NYSC. Well, do your research into why you're moving, what you're moving for, and how you're going to make your move successful. A lot of people move to Nigeria with so many thoughts in their head and so many plans without a way to execute it. The second thing I'm going to say is to make sure you plan ahead. You need to give yourself a specific year that you're going to move, a specific day you're going to move, a date you're going to move. Book your ticket, plan ahead, give yourself enough time to gather your things together wherever you're moving from to Nigeria. Plan ahead before you move. Make a couple of visits to Nigeria before you actually finally pack your bags and move. Come to Nigeria for a few weeks, for a couple of months, just to see how things are, just to get an idea of what things are going to be like. If you're currently abroad and you have a job, maybe take a couple of weeks off work, a couple of months off work as sabbatical. Come to Nigeria and experience Nigeria firsthand before you finally decide to move. Because I see a lot of people just pack their bags and say, "Bam, I'm coming to Nigeria," without actually really thinking about it and coming here first to see how you're able to adjust, adapt, and actually settle into the place. If you've only been to Nigeria during Christmas, I would strongly advise coming a different time of the year, because during Christmas everybody is hyped, there are parties here, you're having the time of your life, you are doing I just got back. But that's because that's Christmas. Come a random month of the year, see what it's like, see if you like it, plan ahead. You don't want to move and it fails and it sucks and you hate it and you've sold your house, you've moved your family, and you get here and you don't like it whatsoever. So I came to Nigeria for a few weeks. Initially I came to Abuja for 2 weeks, then I came for 2 months, and then I came for about 10 weeks again before I finally moved. That allowed me to start adapting and adjusting to what life in Nigeria would be like. So the next thing I'm going to say is that you need to consider is the fact that the glitz and glamour that you see on social media regarding Nigeria is not necessarily what you're going to get when you arrive. I know a lot of people will probably look at me living in Nigeria and be like, wow, it looks so fancy schmancy. Or you look at other people that have relocated from the States, from the UK, from anywhere in the world back to Nigeria, and it looks like they are living the life. But I want to let you know that you need to consider that when you get here, yours might not be the same. It might not work out for you like it is working out for them. Like, you might be the kind of person that you don't have the level of connections you don't have the level of connections that these people have. So when you get here, you're going to be like, wait a minute. Coming to terms with that reality, coming to terms with the reality that not everybody who comes to Nigeria actually gets to live the glitz and glamour of Nigeria. There is a grind to it. There is, a technique to it. There is tact to it. Don't base your move to Nigeria. Don't base it on the fact that, oh, it looks nice, or you've come during Christmas, you've had the time of your life, you've had family at your beck and call, you've had friends at your beck and call, and you feel like when you move, they're going to be at your beck and call. No. Not everybody's life on Instagram, life in Nigeria on Instagram is actually legit. Don't use that as a reason for why you are moving. So the next thing that you definitely need to consider is what you are going to do career-wise. What is your plan? Why have you come back to Nigeria? Are you coming to start a business? Are you coming to work? Do you have family business that you're coming to get stuck in? What are you going to do career-wise? And in that, what are you going to do for money? Are you a writer? Are you going to freelance? Are you a makeup artist? Are you going to do makeup on the side? Like, what are you going to do? You have to then consider whether or not you're going to do NYSC, or whether you can get a job that doesn't require you to do NYSC. For example, I'm a pharmacist. For me to practice as a pharmacist, I have to do NYSC. There's no way about it. I have to do NYSC. The next thing, I don't know what number we're on, is how willing are you to adapt to Nigeria? And the reason I say this is because a lot of people come to Nigeria with like a straight idea of what they want to do and how they're going to achieve it. Nigeria is the kind of place that it's fast moving. You meet so many different kind of people, and you have to be willing to adapt, to kind of bend to its ways. And I'm not saying like giving up your morals and all of that, but you have to be able to work with the system and play the system in order to get where you want to go. In order for you to be able to do that, you need to be flexible, you need to be adaptable. So you need to consider whether or not you're willing to adapt to Nigeria, because if you don't, you're going to get here and you will be frustrated. You need to come to Nigeria with an open mind. So thinking about the weather, the people, electricity, the structure, how Nigeria is as a whole. How willing are you to adapt to the very hot weather? How willing are you to adapt to not having electricity 24/7? How willing are you to adapt to the people of Nigeria? Because I will tell you now, Nigerians are a special breed of people, and you have to be willing to adapt to them and work with them and around them. You have to be willing to accept the way Nigerians work. The next thing going off of career is money. Money. I would definitely recommend that you come to Nigeria with savings. Make sure you have money that you have saved for when you get here, because you need some sort of backup for when, like, say for example, if you get here and you don't get a job immediately, you need something to sustain you, because money runs out so quickly in Nigeria. And if you come to Nigeria with your abroad mentality, so with me, like when I got to Nigeria, I found myself converting a lot, and if I converted it to pounds, I'm like, it's not too bad. Before you know it, I'm spending 50k. And when I told people, they're like, what? You spent what on what? Or like when I go to do my hair and they tell me, oh, it's 6,000. I'm like, converted to pounds, it's not that bad. And before you know it, you're running through your pounds so quickly that you're like, wait a second. And also, in case you want to buy a ticket to go back home because you don't like it, you have money somewhere that you can like just dip into and buy your ticket. If you come from the UK to Nigeria, and you in the UK you're an average citizen, and you want to come to Nigeria and be living like an average citizen, your money is going to finish, because a lot of things that you could afford easily in the UK, affording it in Nigeria is expensive. So the next thing that I will definitely say you will need to do and consider when you come to Nigeria is you're gonna have to learn to be patient when you come to Nigeria. And the reason I am saying this is because I feel like Nigerians work very, 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 very slow. As much as Nigerians are hustlers, there's no speed, like there's no hurry, there's no okay, come on. When you get here, you're going to have to be patient, because if you are not, you will just give yourself hypertension. When you're coming from a country like me where, you know, there's speed to things, you go to the bank and it's all about how quickly can I get you in and out of the bank satisfied. In Nigeria, what's their own? What's their concern? They don't care. You could come to the bank and spend 2 hours. For me, I find that I have to learn to be patient with Nigeria and understand that they will catch up, but it's just going to take a while. Definitely consider your tolerance and your patience levels when you are thinking about moving to Nigeria. I was actually debating whether or not to put this here, but I'm gonna say it anyway, and please don't come for me, don't shoot me. I hope when I say this you understand where I am coming from when I say this, but when you come to Nigeria, you definitely have to lower your expectations. My chest, my heart. The reason I say this is because a lot of people come to Nigeria, move back to Nigeria with high expectations. Like they've seen someone move to Nigeria and they've blown so quickly, and they're like, yes, I'm gonna come as well, I'm gonna blow, like I'm gonna come start a business within 2 months, it's gonna be successful. I'm sorry to say this and burst your bubble, like for some people it just doesn't work like that. And because of the way Nigeria is built, because of the system is not there to favor everybody, it's there to favor some people. Definitely recommend that you consider lowering your expectations of Nigeria just a little bit. In that way, when Nigeria offends you, you can swallow it. It will allow you to take certain things that Nigeria will throw at you. Like I was saying, if you want to come here and start a business, don't expect that in a month or two you are going to blow just like that because someone else came and blew. Don't expect that within a year you'll be raking in profits. It takes a lot of hard work and dedication to make it in Nigeria. The final thing that I'm definitely going to say, and this for me was something I had to learn when I got here, and I kind of wished that someone had told me before I moved, and that's basically don't rely on anybody. Don't move based on what somebody has told you they are going to help you do. I feel like a lot of conversations happen during Christmas time. A lot of, like I said earlier, a lot of families have your time and they're like, yes, if you come to Nigeria, I will help you with a house, I will help you get a car, I will help you start up this business, I'll introduce you to the right people. And these conversations happen and you go back to the UK and you're like, yes, okay, I can move. This person said they're gonna help me, this person said they're gonna help me with this, with that. Come closer. All of that now wash. They're feeding you lies, because you see, Nigerians have their own battles that they are fighting. They don't have time to add you to what they are going through. So I found that when I moved to Nigeria, like a lot of people that have said they were going to help me, a lot of people that maybe I expected were going to help me, like I said, lower your expectations, were nowhere to be found. I basically had to learn to do things and adapt to Nigeria by myself. You'll be calling them like, okay, I'm here. The person you said you're going to introduce me to help you to come here as if you are coming is just you. Then you're going to do everything by yourself. You're going to see this person by yourself. You're going to get this by yourself. And if fortunately somebody helps you, a family member or a friend helps you, it's like, okay, yes, they helped you. Don't move based on the fact that somebody somewhere said they were going to help you do something. Don't do it, because you'll get here and they'll be nowhere to be found. You call their number, you go to their house, you beg, you plead. So I think that is everything I wanted to say in this video. I really hope that you found this video informative, and it has given you something to think about regarding moving to Nigeria. The third part of this video, which will be out next week, is going to be a Q&A. So if you have any questions for me, leave them down in the comment below, or send me a DM on Instagram, or send me a message, email me, whatever. Any questions that you might have regarding my move, regarding moving, and I will be answering them in the next part of this series. So yeah, so thank you so much for watching this video. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe, and tell a friend to tell a friend to tell another friend to come and check out my channel and check out this series that I am doing. And I will speak to you guys in my next video. Bye guys.